Hi Aquarius, happy November. This is your general reading for the month of November. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, so it may not resonate entirely with everyone. You can also check out my videos for your sun, moon, or rising signs. And if you're curious about your life's path or trajectory, you can also check out the video for your North Node. Also, please keep in mind sometimes I swear in my readings and I also burp. It just means I'm channeling. Okay, so first off, I'm seeing that there's something that probably didn't go as planned. You guys got the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it could be that you were hoping for some good news of some sort and it didn't come out the way that you expected because you got the Devil. Now, this card doesn't mean the actual devil or even demons. It's something that makes you feel trapped or stuck. Sometimes this card can represent addiction or lust, but I feel like I'm hearing the word physical. So I feel like it's almost something, maybe you've had a injury or disability come up and it's making you feel trapped and you're feeling resentful about that and angry. And it could be that you felt like you were making progress on something in your life and it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. So I feel like, yeah, you guys have had some kind of setback of some sort that you're feeling a lot of resentment about and frustration. And it could even be that it's made you go inward and it's not something you really wanted to do. But what I'm hearing is this is a time for reflection and change. Burping is happening a lot. Okay, so yeah, I feel like there's something where there is a cause for introspection. There's some need to look within, but it's something that you've probably been resisting, and that could be why this is happening. So I think if that's the case with you, that you did get some news that you didn't want or something happened that you weren't really ready for, it might be a time to analyze why this is taking place. What has it changed? What has it brought into your life, good or bad? Because everything that happens, you're still a willing participant in. There's, even if it doesn't seem like it, usually there's some life contract that you made before you came into this body. And it could be some lesson that you're supposed to learn. And they're not all easy to learn. It's kind of like with children. Sometimes they have to learn things for themselves, even though you might try to keep that from happening as much as possible. You can't prevent everything. But there is something going on where you've been having a conflict with someone or other people. This card came up a lot in my readings over the summer. So if that applies and you had some type of conflict or disagreement with people, I feel like in June or July, and it's still going on, this means it's coming to an end. When this card is in reverse, it usually means whatever the conflict is, you see like they're fighting, whatever it is that they're fighting over, it's almost over. It's about to come to an end in your life, which I feel like you're really ready for. But you also may be feeling stuck and in a period of indecision with the Two of Swords. Usually this means that sometimes you're at a stalemate mentally. You don't really know what to do. It could also be a situation that you're in. I feel like I'm getting like more of a team energy with this. So it could be something where there's some step you're meant to take, but you're not really sure how to move forward. And you could be dealing with an earth sign, maybe who's not coming from the best place. Because you've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Somebody who is, I'm hearing manipulative. But somebody who likes beautiful things, I'm just hearing beauty. So it's somebody who is really attracted to the planet Venus for some reason. But there is something going on that's making you feel like defensive or ready to move on from something that has made you feel defensive in the past, made you feel battle weary. I feel like almost whatever it is, whatever the source of conflict has been, you're ready to move past it. You're ready to move through it because you don't want to deal with it anymore. And you're having hope, which is amazing. You're hopeful for the future. You're hopeful for what comes next. And there's a part of you that's kind of like, you know what, that's not really a thing I want to deal with anymore. Let's move forward. let's move forward to the future. But it looks like there's some things you have to deal with first, because there's somebody who's taken something from you in the past. And it almost feels like they're the ones not forgetting about it. Maybe you are the one trying to move on from it, trying to move forward, but this is for some reason lingering. And since we're dealing with Venus retrograde the first half of this month, it could be someone that you, well, I mean, it's all relationships are coming up, right? All the karma from past relationships are coming up, all types of relationships. Work, friendship, family, relationship, I mean, romantic, it could be anything. But at some point, somebody took something from you and it hurt really badly. And I feel like you can't ignore how this has affected your other relationships. And as much as you may want to move on from this, it could be coming up during this Venus retrograde. There's something in here, if this applies to you, that your spirit guides want you to look at. And it could be because there still needs to be some healing there and maybe a lesson that needs to be learned. You know, there's something going on. And I can feel it. Like, there's a hurt there that you don't want to revisit. That's why you're reluctant to face it, because you're like, this was fucking painful. I don't want to deal with that again. I don't even want to think about it. And it could be what's making you feel battle weary, or what makes you feel like you're tired of feeling defensive. But I feel like it's affecting you in other areas of your life. And because you've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So I feel like it might even be affecting your drive. It might be affecting your financial drive or purpose, is what I'm hearing. So when it comes to finances, really shooting for the moon, going after the thing that you really want in your life, whether that's a romantic relationship, a particular person, or particular job or venture or business, something, you know, it could be holding you back from focusing on the thing that you want most in your life. And the message I'm getting is nobody gets to do that for you. Nobody has that control to hold you back. Nobody gets to stand there and say you don't get to do this. And it could even be that you're limiting yourself. But I feel like whatever anxiety you felt, it's time to move forward and move through it. Because you might be feeling like, what I'm getting is you've moved through this situation well enough that you think, I've done enough to move past this or through it. I've done enough to recover. I've done enough to do my job or have a relationship or have a life. And it feels almost like you're holding yourself back from being as passionate as you possibly can be because of fear from the past or because of these things that have hurt you before. And once again, I'm hearing like nobody gets to do that to you. Nobody gets to do that to you, take things from you, do things for you. However that applies in your life, no one else gets to have that much control. So, yeah. Okay. I feel like they want you to focus on what makes you feel emotionally satisfied and abundant. You know, what is it in your life that makes you feel like you've arrived? What gives you this feeling of satisfaction, of completion, of, I don't know, I'm hearing definition, but where you feel like you're defining yourself, I'm hearing. You know who you are and you've gone after what you want and you get to have that satisfaction of knowing that you did that. And yeah, I feel like, you know, whatever it is, no one gets to hold you back anymore. It's time to find some emotional fulfillment. And I feel like it's also mastering your emotions and your feelings with the King of Cups here. And it may also be a matter of looking for new opportunities. That's how I see the Page of Swords, is seeing what's ahead of you, noticing what's ahead of you, and for some reason also seeing what's behind you. So I feel like it's almost that you're going to have to confront the past in order to face the future. You know, there's something that you guys are going to have to overcome in order to move forward to get the life that you want. And I know that sounds scary because there's something back there that you're reluctant to look at. But once you face it, I feel like it's going to be good for you guys. But yeah, you're going through this period of transformation. That also correlates to the sign of Scorpio. And for the first half of this month, we are in Scorpio season. But, you know, you're having this transition. This card means transformation and change. It's not necessarily an actual death, but more that things are changing, they're moving forward, and there isn't a whole lot necessarily that you can do to stop it, because with this upright, it also means you're not resisting it. So I feel like once you move into that space where you look at what would make you feel emotionally abundant, you're bravely facing the past, you're confronting a demon of some sort, you're confronting a failure, I'm hearing, it will transform you. It will be a transformative moment for you in a good way. And I can feel some sadness around that, but I also feel like I'm hearing 20 years from now, you'll be so glad you did. You know, you'll be really grateful that you made this change for yourself, because in a way it's almost like you're choosing yourself. And I would say maybe with this card, I'm hearing not being manipulative. And maybe victory and power won't look quite the way that you thought that they would. Now, this also relates to your element. This is air. So it could also relate to feeling that internal battle and feeling... Okay. I think it's more that once you guys, that in facing this, you guys feel like you'll only be facing defeat. That in confronting whatever this issue is, that you won't be as victorious as you want to be, and you need a victory really bad right now. Or you feel like you want one. And it could be that you're afraid that this is going to upset your power, your control, your fertility, your abundance, your ability to create the things that you want in your life. So let's see. Why is facing this so important for Aquarius? It's because you're meant to recognize an ending to a chapter. Yeah, you guys are getting a lot of your own element here with the swords, which are air. So with the 10 of swords in reverse, this means that you, like there is an ending and you're moving through it. You're moving on to the next phase, because when this is upright, usually means like something is dying, something's dead. But when it's in reverse, I feel like it's been dead for a while and it's time for you to let it go. So I'm getting more that by not acknowledging it, it doesn't mean you've moved on. It doesn't mean you're letting it pass. You know, that this is a way to let it go, let it die, and move on from that. And because of that, you may have to cut something out of your life with the Queen of Swords here. Now, this could also have to do with your strong female energy or a strong female in your life. Maybe that's a person that you're dealing with, another air sign. But I feel that it's also an opportunity for you guys to stand in your power. You know, it's an opportunity for you to recognize your strengths, your skill set, and know what you can do and use the resources that are available to you. And doing so will help get you out of a situation that makes you feel trapped or stuck. Again, this is the other, very similar to the Devil. These two cards are fairly similar in feeling trapped. But the difference with this one is it's a minor influence. But it's a situation where you feel like you might get hurt trying to get out of it, because you can see the swords around her and she's bound up. But at the same time, you'll be glad that you did, because guess what? You won't be there for forever. You don't want to stay there the rest of your life. You don't want to be in that space. And you don't want to always feel like you've got disappointment coming to you. So, let's see. Yeah. I feel like moving on. Okay. Yeah, once you work through these things, you'll be able to recognize the successes and victories in your life. This card is also about recognition. It's about success, notoriety, getting acclaim for what you've accomplished, but also like seeing the light in the world, seeing the good in the world, seeing the good in yourself. And moving past the space of scarcity, this mindset that you have to hold on to things because you're not going to get that much. So if you guys have been feeling a sense of lack, a sense of scarcity in any way in your life, a feeling like you have to hold on, like there's not enough. You know, that whole money just doesn't grow on trees. I can't get whatever I want. The world is unfair. Fuck that mentality. Sorry. They're like, they really don't want you to be stuck in that mindset anymore because it's limiting and it hurts nobody but yourself. You know, it really doesn't help anyone when you think that the world is set out against you, because it's not. You know, whatever you want to set your mind to, your spirit guides are there and they're ready and willing for you. They want to help you accomplish whatever it is that you want to do. So if you want to work through this, you can ask them, please help me in the way that I can handle and that is for my highest good. Help me confront this issue. Confront whatever it is in the past that you kind of don't want to deal with, because I feel like it's going to free you and help move in some excellent things in your life. And you will probably have more abundance than you've ever had before. And you can move out of this mindset of lack and scarcity and having to move on. And things are going to move for the better. The wheel of fortune is turning and it's happening in a way that is good for you. I mean, you're not even going through the worst of it right now. You've gone past it. You've already gone through the worst that you could possibly go through. Things are getting better now. That's what this card is about, especially upright. It means that you're moving into a space, a better space, a space where things will be really moving forward for you. But part of it too could be confronting that space of maybe I feel like almost a period of lack in your life. If you feel like there was a period when you were the least abundant, when you were dealing with issues of scarcity, maybe think about your mindset, your attitude, your feelings. You know, I'm getting that there is no glory in suffering. There's just suffering's purpose. So it's really about changing your whole mindset. And I think it's this one situation or maybe a few situations that we'll look at. And it could even be, you know, look at one thing and another will come up and another, because these things do tend to build. And there'll be certain aspects in your life where you think, oh my God, okay, well, now that I'm seeing all these things from a different perspective, I realize there were more opportunities than I ever imagined. And once again, I just feel like things are going to be moving better for you. They're going to be moving forward, which is excellent. So anyway, I wish you guys the best of luck this month, Aquarius, for November. And I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will see you next month.